Hello, everybody. As you can see, the title of this video is Breaking the Family. Well, some of the things I didn't put in, I didn't include, but it's called Breaking the Patterns. I wanted to speak about breaking the patterns because dealing with our families and growing up, sometimes we wonder why we act the way we act, wonder why there are so many attitudes, behavior problems, etc. I always talk about family issues because if you go to my videos, that's all I'm talking about is either breaking family curses, trying to encourage someone, or just leaving an encouraging word out there, or trying to just put something out there that I've been through because I'm sure that it can help someone else. Like with my situation, as I always bring up, there are so many open questions about my life. And growing up as a teenager, there were things that I did, how I acted, because there were so many things that occurred which caused me to act out in that way. As I got older and had my own daughter, I have a lot of questions still. There are only a few people that are around to actually help me with those questions or to give me the answers. But it's crazy because some of those individuals don't want to even speak about it, because it's the past to them. But for the new generation, or the generation in my family, the young generation, they have so many missing pieces, not knowing my biological mom, not knowing my siblings. And then my father, he's in a whole different place in his mind. So I can't really get through to him. The only person that had those answers, honestly, was my grandmother. My grandmother, whom I love dearly, will forever love, and she passed away in 2015. There are so many questions that I had, or I have now, that I know that I would never get. You know what I'm saying? I would never get from her end. The matriarch, which is my grandmother. It hurts, as I got older because I have so many questions, so many questions. And I know I couldn't stop her from departing and, going to the other side. But that's why we need to talk to each other in the families. I don't like that privacy, because what it caused a lot of tension. It caused a lot of tension. And for someone like me, trying to find my way in my 20s, along with managing being a mother, managing being a wife, and trying to be a great person, it's hard sometimes because of the pressure and some of the things that I would never know. Never know. But the only thing that I can do now is not do that to my child, not do that to others. Meaning, if there's an issue, if there has been a problem, don't sweep it under the rug. So that's what we do. We sweep things under the rug and we think it's gone, but it's not necessarily gone. It's still there because it's going to be something that is going to come up, and it might end up being 10 times worse only because someone tried to get rid of it by sweeping it under the rug, which is not gone, it's just covered up. You get what I'm saying? So, me, what I want to do with my family and what I encourage others to do is to talk about these things. Some of the things we don't want to bring up because some of them could be traumatic. But when it comes to someone that's in my situation, meaning, have so many broken pieces, but still manage to pull through, still manage to get up in the morning, go, help someone else with my job, which it requires me to help others. How can I gain the strength every day to help someone else? And I have my own issues. But see, that is the gift and the thing that God blessed me with. My life isn't perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I don't try to act holier than thou. But I know that there was a God, because without him, I'm nothing. Therefore, when I make videos for others. I don't know how far my videos are going to go, but I pray and I hope that it reaches someone and it helps somebody. That is something that I want to do. I want to help individuals out in the world. I live for others. Every experience that I went through is for others. And when we learn to take ourselves out of it and help someone else, then we would know what we're living for. We're living for others. I'm grateful for everything. And although my life wasn't peaches and cream growing up, that made me who I am. It made me humble. I never forget where I come from. I never forget my story. I have plenty things to tell, but in due time, I will tell them. But all I'm saying in this video, don't sweep it under the rug. Don't sweep it under the rug. Talk about it. Get clarity. When you got someone who needs understanding about who they are, let them know. It helps. It gives people peace. And that's what I'm growing to gain, because I have so many, and I'm trying to puzzle the pieces together myself. And it's a process. Oh, Lord, it's a process. Only because I'm trying to keep my sanity. And I can't break because I got one little girl that's looking up to me. So I have to remain strong, Right now, I'm looking for my mom. I'm looking for my biological mom and my siblings. So it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and it's an emotional struggle, because that is something that I have to have clarity. I have to have clarity about that situation. Then my dad, my biological dad, he's giving me bits and pieces, and he tell me stories and things like that about my mom, but it's not always good stories, And what I mean is, he tell me about my mom, being out and, dibbling, dabbling in drugs and things like that, and I was actually, I'm not going to say adopted. I was raised by my aunt and my uncle. They came to get me. So even with that situation, you have to know when you do things like that and a child is taken from her biological parents, someone has to know that as that child get older, that they're going to have questions. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And the thing is, I'm the one that noticed it. No one told me in my family that that my auntie, whom I was calling my mom, my uncle, who I was calling my dad, were not my mama and dad. They were my auntie and my uncle. I was calling my grandmother auntie because I listened to my cousins whom I was in the house with calling her auntie when really it was my grandmother. So it's like I was living a lie, y'all. I was living a lie growing up. Now here in my 20s, I am still fighting these things, but because God has blessed me so much, he wakes me up every day. He provides for me. He gave me a wonderful, beautiful husband, beautiful daughter, beautiful friends, beautiful co-workers. I could keep going. And I'm managing to continue to push on to do my part. That's why I'm putting this video out there, guys. Do not sweep it under the rug. Do not. Because when you do that, it affects others. It affects other people. Sometimes we don't look at what we're doing and how it's going to affect other folks. But always remember there's someone that's coming behind us. Everyone has questions. Everyone has questions now. When you get older, we have plenty of questions. We have plenty of questions. But I want you to know, don't be that selfish. Don't be that selfish, because it can ruin stuff. It can break families up. It's a family curse that's passed down, passed down, passed down. It has to stop somewhere, y'all. So therefore, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this video and I'm going to challenge you to talk about it. And it's okay. Some things we probably have to go back to that some things we don't even want to talk about. But if it can help that little girl, if it can help that little boy, if it can help a daughter, a cousin, a niece, a cousin, I don't know, a friend, a stranger, do that. Because we live with our experiences and everything, we live for others. We live for others. Don't be selfish. Y'all, love one another. Keep your head up. Stay strong. And break those family curses out there, man. We got to do that. Especially black families. We have to do that. We got to love on one another. I want you all to have a blessed day. I wanted to share that with you all. I'm not on here every day. I'm not trying to get famous off it, but I like to tell things from the heart. And I do it every blue moon is when I share something. Something comes on my heart. I just want to put it out there because sometimes, most of the times, we need to hear positivity. We need to hear things that can help the soul, can help the heart, can be healing. So I just want to encourage you all to not sweep it under the rug, but break those family curses. Have a blessed day, everybody.